Revolutions are chaotic. But here's the thing. We don't romanticize that. When you know why there's a revolution? Because order breaks down by itself. And only revolutions restore order. Not by going back to the old order, but by resolving the very contradictions that led to its destruction. And that's so important to understand. You know, that's so important to understand. All these, I saw this stupid ass shit once. It was like, if the revolution isn't going to have wheelchair accessible dancing, I'm not there. I shit you not. I heard someone say that once. They're like, if the revolution isn't accessible for disabled people, then it's bullshit. And I'm like, have these gentlemen ever seen a revolution? To quote the words of Frederick Engels. Have these, sorry, not gentlemen, because we're in 2023. Have these they-thems ever seen a revolution? Revolutions are just about the most chaotic shitfests you could think of. No, and they're not wheelchair accessible. They're not fat accessible. It's survival of the fittest accessible, meaning you will get trampled and killed if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time in a revolution. Revolutions are, people are looting shit, everything's burning and it's on fire. Revolutions are not things you pre-plan, and they're not some ideal romantic event. You know which revolutions are that? Color revolutions. Oh yeah. Color revolutions are when people get out like Les Mis in 2020, 2020. Can you hear the people sing? And we're arm in hand, and we're walking together in love with ourselves, and we are together here, and we're singing a great song. Every single contemporary revolution always devolves into this extremely cringe oh my god, I'm so in love with ourselves. And everyone's just kind of celebrating themselves. And everyone's just kind of happy that we're all together. And isn't it real nice how we're all together here? I mean, this is what happened in Occupy. This is what happens with all these gay European protests that happen. And that's when you realize protesting means nothing. Political organization is everything. People congregating in streets is not a revolutionary moment in the age of mass media and theme park capitalism, where it's all just a thematized experience of everyday life. When everyone's out on the street, occupying or doing all this kind of stuff. You know what Occupy Wall Street, you know what kind of revolution that was? I'm going to straight up say something. Occupy Wall Street walked so Pokemon Go could run. What does Haas mean by that? Occupy Wall Street, the real revolution of Occupy Wall Street, was initiating this transformation of urban space into a thematized collective experience, rather than some kind of chaotic, anarchic, space that's just created by city planners. Occupy Wall Street kind of was the first time that urban space, there was this layer of virtual reality or alternative reality layered over it, so that we could all have this shared thematized experience in a way that was virtual, right? It was a profound level of order. It's not like some chaos. So Occupy Wall Street walked so Pokemon Go could run, right? Occupy Wall Street was this new way in which we could creatively use public space to do kind of public expression and kind of give it meaning. And it's this new layer of virtual meaning that's added on top of it. Such that, when you watch a movie and people are like, you're not from these streets. When you go to the street, oh, you die in the street. This euphemism of the street to represent some kind of some kind of chaos or some kind of wilderness of some kind. And now when people are like, you can catch me in these streets, and I'm like, doing what, motherfucker? Playing Pokemon Go? What do you mean these streets? These streets are mass surveilled. These streets are, extremely safe. These streets are ordered around a collective virtual experience, which is just as enclosed as a fucking computer game, right? There are no streets anymore, so to speak. There are no streets. Matter of fact, when you think about it, the real streets are like Twitter. Twitter are the real streets. You want to talk about where there's chaos? It's somebody on Twitter calling you the N-word. That's the streets now, you know? The real streets are where people are frolicking and playing Pokemon Go and scanning the barcode on some fucking acai bowl cafe or some shit. That's the streets today, right? And be like, oh, those are only gentrified areas. And I'm like, no, even everything's getting gentrified though. What isn't gentrified? You know, some crack den street, Skid Row or something. It's funny, LA is a happy combination of both, even Skid Row. Because it's like, Skid Row is a place where it seems chaotic because there's all these homeless people and they're all like throwing shit at each other. But then there's also scooters, you can just zoom by them. And they're chasing you and all this. Even the crackheads are using scooters now, if you can believe it. In LA, even the crackheads use the scooters. I'm gonna get the real rocks. Even in LA, they're using the scooters. So even that's not the streets no more, you know? LA, you always see, you know, there's different kinds of crackheads in downtown LA. I'll show you, right? I don't know if I have enough space here to enact this. So some of the crackheads are really aggressive, but they're not going to do anything to you, but they're going to zoom past you really fast, and it's going to scare you, but they're just going to walk past you like, like that, right? There's the crackheads that are like, they'll zoom past. Alright, let me do it the other way, right? You listen. Right? There's that kind. But then the most rare kind of crackhead. And then other ones are slow. There's some other slow versions of the zombies where they're like, I don't know what's going on. Come in here, and then we're gonna get the ice cream, and it's gonna work. And they're kind of doing that kind of thing. Okay, the rarest form of crackhead, which I have seen a few times, are the ones zooming by. They're like a wicked witch on a broomstick, zooming by on those scooters. So even the crackheads are using the scooters now, right? And they're having the time of their life. And they're using it to get from point A to point B. And I have no idea how they afford the scooters. I have no idea how they have I don't know how. I mean, I think they just use scooters that people forgot to log out of. Because I know when you use a scooter, when you're done with it, you have to kind of be like, okay, the session is done. I feel like some people forget to do that, and then crackheads roll up and they just kind of take it. Right? So, my overall point is that reality as we know it, there's no, like, real reality. It's so deep. I mean, like, there's no these streets. What do you mean these streets? There is none, right? There is none. Everything is themed. Everything's a theme park. Everything's like Disney World. I'm not complaining about that, but I don't fearmonger about the future. I'm not complaining about that. It's a transformation of the forces of production. China is way ahead of us in this regard, you know? You want to talk about a theme park country? Welcome to China, okay? China, oh my God, they have entire cities that are literally themed after entire countries. Did you guys know China has like multiple Eiffel Towers? China has so many like European themed cities, it's crazy. China's cities are like, they're so artificial in how thematized they are. It's like you're living in a real life Second Life, or like some kind of like, you know, like modern MMO RPG or something, and it's all virtualized, it's all surveilled, it's all like part of web, they're all smart cities basically, right? They're smart cities, and China's leading in that regard. China leads, you know? Yeah, you don't even need to go to fucking Europe. You can go to China's Europe. They literally have their own version. Everything, yeah. And it's like all themed. So, you know what, Idea Spirit? Neom is something like, I'll believe it when I see it. The Saudi Arabia thing where they're planning on having a city that's like 50 miles long. And it's called The Line. And I'm like, yeah, I will give props if I see that. I don't know if I'm going to see that in my lifetime. There's also an idea, it's called like the Cube. And the ambition is, I don't know how they could do it. It's a giant cube. When I say giant, it can fit like, I'm gonna shit you not. It's like 50 Empire State Buildings stacked together on top, right? It's the cube. And they're like, we're gonna create an entire city in there that's enclosed, and the entire sky is gonna be artificial, gonna be weather controlled. There's going to be stuff on top of it, including a lake, an entire lake. I'm like, I'll believe it if I see it. I don't know. Is that possible? I don't know. I have to see that. Okay? If that's real, that's super cool, but I don't know if that's real. No, it's not a cuck. I mean, it's cool if they could do it. If they actually do that, that'll be a really big feat of human engineering, and that would be crazy, right? But I'm a little skeptical, for rightfully so, you know? Because, like, how the fuck do you even do that? Truman Show? Can you guys stop being cucks? Like, we're not here to bitch about the future. Thank you so much, Chris Morale. You know the genre I hate? I hate this genre where people are like, oh my god, this is going to be like that one movie. It's like, this is going to be a dystopia. There's no such thing as a dystopia. Right now is a dystopia, okay? The future is something you have to fully embrace and think. You have to think beyond the future. You know what I mean by think beyond the future? Think at a level where not only has the future already happened, but you're ahead of it. You're ahead of what already happened. You take it for granted. Like, yeah, we live in the cube now. What does that mean for philosophy and art? And, you know, that's where you have to fucking be. Not in this shit. Like, oh, I'm scared of it. What are you scared of? What are you scared of losing? What do you have to lose? Nothing. This is our future. Our future is smart cities. And that is an objective form of progress in human civilization and the forces of production. Okay? There are a lot of implications, maybe existential and philosophical, but you have to think ahead, not before, ahead, right? Acon City, yeah. We are for Acon City. We're not here to be fear-mongering. Like, I don't want to get in a gay, huddle with everyone and be like, I huddle around the circle, guys. This thing is happening. How do we... No, I'm not in your gay circle. I'm in the fucking cube, motherfucker. Like, catch me in the cube, bitch. I'm not gonna sit here and huddle with you in the back of your fucking pickup truck, thinking about how we avoid the inevitable. Nah, I'm sorry. That's some gay-ass shit. Catch me in the cube, motherfucker. I'm chilling in the cube, man. Catch me there. Catch me in Acon City. Catch me chilling in Acon City, man. I'm not, I'm in the future. You want to fight alongside me as a comrade for the future? Sure. But I'm not going to get in some gay-ass little, this is why the right wing is fucking gay. Because this is all they do. Huddle together, guys! Huddle together! How do we prevent demographic change? And then they all, fight each other. They're all, at war with each other all the fucking time. In the most intense ways, even more than Antifa. They all fucking hate each other and are, ready to kill each other. Because their gay hug box turned out it didn't work. And that when people get too close to each other, who are strangers, only united by, a reaction, it breeds a lot of resentment. So, I'm not here to do some right-wing shit where we're scared of the future. Or some left-wing shit. Well, not left-wing, leftist shit where we're scared of the future. Because leftists are the same way. Leftists are like, oh my God! Like, every time there's something cool happening, leftists are upset about it. You ever notice that? Every time some cool shit happens, leftists are the first ones to be like, this is really bad. This is really bad. Like, all leftists hated Elon Musk for taking over Twitter. Why? You know what? Why do leftists hate Elon Musk? Straight up. Why? Because his cars suck. Do they? Yeah, I'm going there. Do they? Do his cars suck? Because every Tesla I've been in seemed like it was really fucking cool. His Cybertruck, everyone hates Cybertruck. Oh my God, why? No, I'm naive. Tell me why. What is so wrong with it? Because I like it, and I think I want one. Because they're like, well, Elon Musk is limiting our potentials, and we could be doing so much more. Really? You're not even showing me a philosophy or an ideology that's more advanced than Elon Musk. If you were in a position of power, you're telling me you'd be more forward thinking. I doubt it. You're a retard, right? You're a fucking retard. I'm not saying Elon Musk is the next Henry Ford. I'm just saying, why is there this knee-jerk reaction against new shit being created? Why are leftists such reactionaries? Forget Elon Musk, AI art. AI art. There's always this inherent oh my God, AI art. And why are you against AI art? Why are you against AI? Because you're a fucking petty bourgeois parasite trying to retard the forces of production. Straight up. Like, I'm not here to create some community around coping about the future. I'm here to seize the future, man. I'm here to be at the future. Be at the forefront of it. Every dystopian thing. That times a billion, man. That's where I am. I'm not here to see. I'm going to explain it to you in a way that Autismos can understand, right? When faced with an undecidable and unpredictable, vast but yet inevitable future, it is often tempting for people to form communities around reacting to it. The problem with that is that while the future is open and undecidable, these communities are enclosed. So the reason I'm calling them gay is because usually it's a community or a cult led by one guy or a few guys or a clique or a retarded woman, I don't know. And then it becomes an excuse for them to start emotionally abusing everyone around satisfying themselves emotionally. Like, okay, guys, let's come together. We really need to resist the smart cities. Okay, you're together. And then one night, a guy gets drunk and he's like, do you really like me, bro? Do you even like me? Are we even friends? It's like, whoa! I thought we were just... It's like a form of blackmail. These enclosed kind of reactionary communities that form around reacting to the future. Or there's a woman who's like, I really don't approve of all of these skinny young bitches coming in here and making me feel bad about the fact that I'm an old fat bitch. All of this petty personal resentment gets weaponized and used, in the name of whatever, like raison d'etre, whatever French word, for the formation of it. So, like, when you fully embrace the future, the community that's going to form around that has as its object not one person, but a shared destiny and a shared future. And everyone understands communism usually only in terms of space. Like, communism is about owning things in common, right? Communism is about owning land in common. Communism is about owning the wealth in common. Everyone gets that. But people often neglect the fact that communism is also with regard to time. It's about a shared and common destiny. It's about a common future, right? That's why China is giving such emphasis in Xi Jinping thought on the shared destiny of mankind, the common future of mankind. Because that is a site of communism, right? The fact we share a future. And we share this thing that's undecidable. Like, you can't preempt it in any kind of way. You have to fully be victimized by it. Whatever it, you can prepare as much as you want. But it will happen. You have to be there before it happens. I mean, that's why we're doing CPUSA 2036. We are trying already to be in the future. So I want to strongly emphasize that. That is such an important foundation of infrared. That is an extremely important foundation of infrared. Like an extremely important one. You know, if it is an inevitability of the future that we are just going to be turned into worms and annihilated, so be it. So be it.